Hello guys, ApexBulletDemon here, and I'm ready to bring you the patch review 1.11 that came out just yesterday or late last night, with the main feature being the skill tree, which is right here. And as you can see, I started working on the skill tree last night as I was on exploring things. Now what you've got are 3 branches on the skill tree. You have the survival branch, you've got the physical branch, and the weapons branch. Now I'm going to quickly run through and explain the general gist of those. Survival branch branches out in making your food and water last longer. As you can see, the first upgrade there, hunger decreases slower. Healing items are made more effective. There's an upgrade here which is really nice. Stalker upgrade, the quieter footsteps through survival. You get upgrades to take less falling damage. When you get towards the very end, you get less damage overall, and you also get a lower detection radius when near zombies through the survival branch. Now you can level all 3 of these branches simultaneously. With the weapons branch, you get things such as increased melee damage, reduced weapon spread, lower weapon recoil, longer breath on the snipers. Yeah, those are the main aspects of that. I'm not seeing, a great aspect to level that first unless you're a complete PvP player. The physical aspect is increased health is the big point of it. Increased stamina's on that line as well though. Increased endurance is there, faster stamina regen, that's all there. That's a fantastic skill tree to level. They have ones coming in the future. Weapon degradation, I'd heard rumours of this being prepared for the game, work starting on it. It looks like it's going to be coming into the game at some stage. You see you get 3 tiers of upgrades for that. We've got handyman, gunsmith, another handyman, and gunsmith again over here, repair tier. But that's the skill tree explained, guys. Other quick things I want to mention in the menus. Just quickly, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the marketplace like this. I've added a lot of ammunition in recent patches to buy, a lot of weapons, etc. A lot of the spawns are a lot better now. I've found a lot of these masks while exploring. Also, they keep on upping the price of this night vision civilian here. It's now 25,500 of the money you find in game. But yeah, that's what I wanted to cover there. So we're going to go into a server, and I'll see you guys very soon when that loads. Okay guys, now another thing I wanted to point out with this patch is the new menu loading screen. As you can see here, it looks pretty cool, a lot better than the last one in my personal opinion. The loading menu times haven't really changed. They haven't really changed anything with that. They just added this nice new loading screen just to bring us a new feel to the menus, I guess. You're in the menus quite a bit in this game, so they've added that. Now when we get in game, hopefully it's not going to be absolutely pitch black, otherwise we're going to be doing a lot of this with night vision, which is going to be a tad irritating, but we'll see what happens anyway. We're just about to find out what time of the day it is now, so let's see what happens here. And we have daylight, which is absolutely what we wanted. Now I am in a tree, which I know for you guys isn't fantastic. Anyway, we're gonna head off and head down into Campos, which is where I'm just going to search for a few things while I explain the new features and review the patch. So cracking on, skill tree being the big feature of this particular patch, but there are also some other pretty big features that quite impress me. Well, not pretty big, but pretty nice, flavouring features in that sense. Now there is now an added sound for zombies eating. Now I will try and catch it in the video. I'm not sure how clearly it'll come through, as I've got to sort of have me a bit louder than the game so you guys can hear what's going on. But yeah, I'll try and catch that for you guys. But there's definitely a new eating sound for zombies, so look out for that. There's now a new sound for when you pick loot up as well, so look out for that. I've not heard it myself yet, which is a bit strange. I picked up quite a bit of loot, but I've never really paid attention to listen for it, but we'll give that a go as well. A few bug fixes here and there, nothing extensively major. You guys may have been aware of on server restarts, barricades disappeared. Well, that's now been patched and fixed. They will stay after server restarts. Yeah, that's generally the gist of the patch. I think they did a bit more, you know, loot spawn system optimization to get a bit more variation. Again, they've been doing that in hotfixes over the last week or so as well, so they continue to play around with the loot spawns, which is really nice. I've found, you know, stuff that I've never seen in the game before. Found 2 crossbows, found the Mo's in the Gant, found teddy bear backpacks, all kinds of things that I've not seen in the game before. I knew they were there because obviously in the marketplace, well, the crossbow wasn't in the marketplace, but the arrows were, but, you know, never come across them. Now I have, so always good to find things like that. Now I just thought I was a player there, that was all my attention was a little bit focused on that. Anyway, as we head in, I will give away a few places where to look for stuff in this city known as Campos City. Now this is pretty infamous in this game before. A lot of player killing went on here. It's quieting down a little bit. Still not the safest of places to come to, but you know, it's worth a look now. You know, Boulder City, I don't know if anybody's been playing there, but I've certainly noticed, and I do apologise, I probably should have done a video, a quick one for you guys. They've generally made that place into a food and water spawn. There's not a fantastic amount of stuff other than food and water in Boulder City now, which is a little bit irritating because it used to be my favourite place to loot. Now, I have to say my favourite place at the moment is now all of a sudden Campos, which used to be my most hated place to even come near. So it's funny how these things change. I'll give you another update on the series that I'm working on with Catty Ricky. That is grinding ever near closer to being ready to start, but still we're finding little things that we want to tweak and, you know, change around before we start, you know, episode 1 of the series. But it's getting there. We're definitely working on it. It's not want you guys to think we've given up and, you know, we're not putting time into it. We are working on it, but it's, you know, perfection doesn't come easy. It's not going to be perfect, but yeah, it doesn't come. We're putting a lot of time and effort in, so it's going to take a while to iron it out to what we want as a final product to begin the series. Anyway, moving on, as we come into here, we're going to check this construction yard to our left. You'll notice that if anybody comes here a lot, I've completely ignored the military tents, and that is because the spawns there are pretty poor now. Don't tend to find much there. I find barricades there, but I'm not here for barricades. Excuse that. I definitely think I heard a player there, but I'm not 100%. But we'll carry on anyway. Could have been my own footsteps. Just be very much unaware now, just to bring you guys to awareness on players. I don't know if any of you guys have been in low player servers, but I was in one just last night. There was literally 4 of us in the server. 2 were my friends. It was 3 of us basically, and one other guy, and the other guy was right next to one of my friends. What are the chances, you might be thinking, but exactly that, you know, that one other player has a very good chance of being just right next to you. And there's the zombie eating sound. You can hear kind of sort of noise. So hopefully you guys heard that okay. It is pretty strange when you first hear that. I've got to admit, I thought it was a player walking on water, but you've got to just fine tune yourself and listen a bit closer, and you'll notice the difference with that. Now, in here there's been a hard hat, and that's it. Now you usually get a hard hat spawn here. We're going to take it. We're going to probably not put it on actually. Now what I'll quickly do is throw down the hard hat and that M9 helmet, as a matter of fact. Not going to be using that. Reload my handgun. Ready for combat, basically. We're not going to use those hats. And we're going to find some painkillers down the back of here, which is nice because I've noticed the medical spawns are very tricky to find now. I'm not finding so much medical supplies. Oh, and we've got a zombie right behind us that we didn't see. That's dealt with. Always got to be on your toes on this game. Good to have, you know, very fast mouse control. A good mouse is always going to help you spin around quickly and take out zombies quickly. As we move up the street, we're going to check these few buildings. Going back to the patch, I genuinely feel that the introduction of the skill tree is going to reduce player killing. I'm not sure on this, but I don't think you're rewarded for killing other players. Hopefully you're not, because I wouldn't like to see you rewarded for killing other players, because personally I don't play this game for the PvP side of it. You know, sound a bit, you know, childish here, but for me personally, if you want to play for the PvP, then you know, games like Call of Duty are more sorted to you. I don't see why you'd... I do see why, I guess, people would come on here for the PvP aspect. It's part of the survival experience, but it's not something that I enjoy. I'm not putting anything against it in that sense. I'm just putting out there my view on it. I have actually had to kill players myself at times. It does happen, I do understand that. But there are players that will specifically come on this game just to kill people. They're not even going to try to do anything else. But yeah, moving swiftly forward. I don't think they've messed around with the lighting like they've been doing over the last week or so with hotfixes as well. They've been tweaking lighting and shadowing, and I think they've kind of kept it what they had from the most recent hotfix. It is a lot better looking, but you know, over the last patches they've made this game 100 times better looking. Can't wait, honestly, to when I get my upgraded parts to run this game on a lot higher settings. It's going to look amazing. But yeah, going back to that skill tree that I was talking about, hopefully not rewarded for killing players, and you've got to remember you only get 5 XP each zombie you kill. And the cheapest cheapest skill to unlock the first one is about 100 XP, then it goes to 500, then 1000, then 1500 and so on. So for the later abilities you're really going to be spending a lot of time saving up for them. And you're now, this is the other thing where I'm going to enjoy a lot more now, I'm now going to be focusing on one character, not having multiple scattered around like I personally had, all 5 characters scattered around, looting different places. Now the focus is on the one character and building him up into a tailor-made character for you personally as the player, and I think that is a brilliant thing. I do understand certain players' frustrations. The skill tree was promised for the last sort of 4 weeks essentially, if you followed the game enough, and you know, if you read enough you realise, as I did, they did have a lot of bugs with it and they had to set the back, and it's a good thing they did, because I can't see any problems with it now. It's completely flawless. You know, I don't see a major bug in the skill tree as it is now, which is good. You know, you don't want a broken skill tree when it's first introduced to the game, and I think that's what they tried to avoid, and they've done a very good job. Now, as you can see, we've just found a black mask. We're going to have to climb up there to grab that. We're going to take that. I personally really like the masks in this game. I'm always collecting them. I'm missing a few of them, but always looking for them. Can of soup is worth taking. Yeah, this building used to be known as the PvP building, not so much now. You know, that was essentially because players come here, there was so much guns and things here, players come here and it's just a place where a lot of killing would go on. I'm being chased by a zombie, I can't locate him, so we're going to back into this room, deal with him there, I don't want to get caught out. Easy does it. Now into this next room, bandages always helpful, and a Kruger 22. Now it's getting dark outside, which for me personally is a better sort of scenario for me. I do feel a little bit safer in the dark, strangely enough. You know, not many players are confident enough. Oh, somebody's died here, as a matter of fact. Not many players are confident enough to venture out in the dark. So I do genuinely feel a bit safer. I'm going to equip the gun here because I'm not sure what killed this guy. Seems to be zombies, as there's quite a few in the building, but you can never be 100% on these things. So we're going to have our eyes peeled now for players. Nice hatchet, always nice to find. Plenty of guns and ammunition, which is nice. You'll notice I'm ignoring baseball bats. They are completely bugged in this area at the moment. There's just too many. I have about 7, I think, or more stored, and you just see me walk past about 4 again. So they're not really something I look to find. Kruger rifles I have plenty of, but you know, I would encourage you to pick those up if you don't. Again, I'm going to go back to the patch now, back to the point. Mosin the Gant. Now that is a new rifle that I don't have a lot of. The Kruger pistol I'm going to pick up. I don't know why, I don't need it, but yeah, back to the patch. Now I'm going to address the only downside to this patch that I can see is I was expecting a bigger skill tree, if I'm honest. I know that sounds a bit, you know, greedy, and you know, always complain. I'm not complaining at all. I love the skill tree, but you know, if I was going to point out anything that I felt was the only little downer to it, and it only is a minor downer, is the fact that it's not as big as I thought. You know, but it is a fantastic thing. And again, another fantastic patch. I know the last one I reviewed, I gave a very good review. This one is going to be very close to that. Can't see any reason why it shouldn't be. What I will say is, hopefully now that the skill tree's in, we are grinding ever closer to vehicles, which is the next big thing that I'm now looking forward to. A lot of players were looking forward to that more than the skill tree and other things, but I knew that was never going to happen until they got these other things sorted out. Because what I actually thought, there was going to be a skill tree for vehicles, you know, for driving and things, but that's not there. But we now know their focus can be on the vehicles, which is the main thing with that. You can hear those new zombie eating sounds. Another baseball bat there. Just moving quickly through this building. But yeah, generally guys, the game is feeling a lot better. Again, I know a few weeks ago I had a bit of a moan and said I was taking a break, and I did take a break, you know, a lot shorter than I expected to come back, and I'm really enjoying it again. Last night I managed to get on with 2 friends and we had a 3-man group. Absolutely fantastic feeling, and a brilliant gunfight at the tunnel. I do apologise for not recording. I probably should have done it. It's one of the best gunfights I've had in this game. But you will see that in the future on my good friend No Scope the Pope's channel. If anybody you know him or you want to search him, that video will be up in the future. I don't know when in the future. It will be whenever he gets a chance to get that uploaded for you guys. I know he did a constant recording, and it ended up, I think he said to me last night something about 500 gig or something, I don't know, but it was about 2 hours of recording that he's got to edit and sort out and go through. But once that's up, I do encourage you guys to have a look at that. It was a fantastic gunfight. But yeah, going straight up from my review of this patch then. Now, the last patch that I did a review on, I gave a very good score. I'm going to give this a 8 out of 10, with the only minor downside to it being the skill tree could have been a little bit bigger. But overall, fantastic patch again from the guys at Hammer Point. They do take a lot of criticism. I have criticised them myself, but they do good jobs with the patches lately, which is the important thing, and the game's going in the right direction. So a quick recap of the review and the main points of the patch. Biggest sell point of the patch is the introduction of the skill tree, the 3 branches, physical, survival and gun, and then the new zombie eating noise and the new item pickup noise, which I still haven't heard, which is a bit strange, and my score for the patch of 8 out of 10. So that'll be it for this one, guys, and I'll see you very soon for some more War Z. Apex Bullet Demon out.